I finally have her leveled up enough so that I can actually use her. Let's just get right into the video. Okay guys, so as you see, I got Silver Wolf. It took a little bit, but I ended up getting her. I knew I was gonna get her because I had like pity because I didn't get the last dude, whatever his name was, the Lion King or God or whatever. I kind of forgot his name already. But I got Silver Wolf, and it took a little bit minute for me to actually level her up because I had no materials. And then I also, like, as soon as I got her, I just unlocked like 70, and yeah, as you can see, I've been scrambling for stuff. But anyway, I finally got her leveled up, and I'm about to just, I don't know, I'm just about to like showcase her. First, like, design wise, fire, best design ever. I mean, obviously I already knew I was going to get her from the start. This is basically what Bronya is, like, what her kid version, I guess. I think that, I'm not sure what it is in Honkai. I don't know why it's two different versions of her, but like, yeah, we got basically Bronya, aka Silver Wolf, and then we got actually Bronya right there. We got both. But anyway, other than me doing that, let's get right to it. I forgot, I don't know why I clicked off of that, but anyway, the light core I use is the one you get from the free event, which is like, bro, like, it's a free event. I mean, get her light core, the free event light core is just, it's not as good, but it's close enough to being good enough instead of just using a random one that you use. Or, I mean, if you got, you know, her actual one, then I ain't gonna lie, use that. Sheesh, was that joint is. Anyway, the following effect only work on characters with her path, whatever the heck that says. I just realized I should make like a path theme. Anyway, increase the wearer's effect hit rate by 20% when the wearer attacks defense reduction enemies regenerates 4 energy, right? So basically this gives her effect hit, and then when she attacks and applies defense reduct, she gets 4 energy back. I think energy is what, out of 100, if I'm pretty sure it's out of 100, so what, that's like 4% maybe. But that's still a lot if she's doing it every time she hits, you know, then it'll make way more sense. Plus, you can upgrade it more. Alright, so the trade, I mean, this sort of talents right here, I don't have them all maxed out because I gotta grind this, but which I may grind to show y'all her in battle actually. But yeah, talents, whatever, we don't really need to know. You know, it makes it stronger. Well, like I said, always click the recommended gear because why not? Click recommended gear. I mean, it recommends the best as I can. I mean, so far I haven't been let down. Okay, so far I haven't been let down. But anyway, I use the one that increased the wearer's effect hit rate, which makes sense because her whole kit is based on, as you will see, her kit is based on her effect hit rate. And the second one that they gave out was the attack speed. To be honest, it makes sense because when I read all her skills, it makes sense why you would want her to go first. Like, yeah, okay. Now, I clicked back when I meant to click freaking details, but anyway, whatever. Alright, so this is her stats right here. Like stuff we've seen before. Alright, now let's get into the real juicy part of her kit, which I love. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I love it. Anyway, alright, her basic attack, right, deals quantum damage, and I'm gonna explain all this too. I'm gonna just read them out first, and I'm gonna explain what each one does in like a more simpler term, because I know most people just not going to understand what it is just by reading it. Deals quantum damage equal to 60% of Silver Wolf's attack to a single enemy. Then her talent is Silver Wolf can create 3 types of bugs: reduce attack by 6%, reduce defense by 4.8%, and reduce speed by 3.6%. Every time Silver Wolf attacks, she has a 62% base chance to implement a random bug that lasts for 3 turns in the enemy's target. And then we got a bonus effect, which is bug duration is extended by 1 turn, which means it's 4 turns now. Every time an enemy is inflicted with weakness break, Silver Wolf has a 65% chance instead of a 62% chance to implement a random bug. So basically, oh well, actually I'm gonna explain all that later. You know, I need y'all to like watch through a little bit more. You know. Anyway, technique force quit program. That's, she really make them alt delete. What is it? Alt F4. I said alt delete. Alt F4. Immediately attacks the enemy after entering battle. Does quantum damage equal to 80% of Silver Wolf's attack to all enemies and ignores weakness types, and reduces toughness from all enemies with their weakness broken. In this way, will trigger the quantum weakness break effect. Obviously. All right, and then the last one, well, not the last one, but like her skill, there's a 78% chance to add one weakness on the field. Target to the enemy. I'm not gonna read all this. Like, y'all can read it. Y'all can pause and read it if you want. I'm gonna explain this in more depth anyway. But basically, reduces the enemy damage res to that weakness type by 20% for 2 turns. If the enemy already has that type, the effect damage reduction to that weakness type will not be triggered. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Obviously, each enemy can only have one weakness implemented by Silverwolf. Obviously, when Silver, because you know, if she did it all, that'd be overpowered. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But anyway, weakness, target, weakness. In addition, there's 100% base chance to reduce the all type resistance of the enemy further by 8.2. As you can see, you're starting to see why you want her to go first, right? Their ultimate, there's an 89% base chance to decrease the target's enemy's defense by 38% for 3 turns, and at the same time deals quantum damage equal to 273 of her attack. Okay, got through all the skills. Now let me go into the simplified regular version that most people want to say, right? Well, not most people. I don't know if people like copying me. I don't like though. But anyway, that GBS Playz is about to explain to you guys. Okay, basically, basic is basic. Okay, it's nothing to explain about that. Okay, technique. Now, this is where I like it, because like what her technique is basically the little witchcomb thing right there. As you can see, I can't use it right now because I don't have no witchcomb, but it's good. It's good because basically what it does is, well, obviously when you go in battle, it breaks the people that's already has a weakness to you. But from what I've been seeing when I've been using her technique, it also breaks people that's not resistant to you. Like, let's say they don't have, what's this, spade or whatever. Let's say they're not resistant to spade, but if I use her technique going in, if it's not a boss, it usually knocks that person out too. It basically knocks all of them out. And I'm like, bro, like, we break all of them. Best skill. I love it. I love it so much. Anyway, I mean, that's her technique, not her talent, by the way. Her technique. That's always her technique. Force quit. Makes sense why it's called force quit now, actually. But I mean, her talent, I mean, basically it's just the, like, you know, you hit them and you have a chance of reducing their attack, speed, or defense. I mean, that's about it for 3 turns. Which, I mean, I say that's about it, but like, it's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. For all, same thing. Basically, you have a chance of decreasing their defense, and you also do quantum damage too, which is pretty good. At least, like, as long as it's not just the like, oh, you took away the defense and that's it. You don't do no damage. Like, oh, like that. Anyway, skill. Okay, now, like I said, there's a 78% chance to add one weakness. Basically what it does, it adds a random weakness, I think. I'm not positive. Usually when I used it on one of the bosses, and I only got either spade, I can't remember exactly what it's called. I'm pretty sure it's called spade though, but spade, and I also got lightning. I kept getting that back and forth, and it didn't show that it was like spade, then lightning, because I used it multiple times. It was mainly just spade, lightning. So I don't, but she was also immune to all the other effects. I mean, she was not immune to all the other effects, so that's probably why it only gave her that. I'm not positive, but I just know when you use this skill, one, it triggers a weakness that basically adds a weakness onto the boss, which is pretty good, because then you can bring her anywhere. You don't really have to worry about, oh, I don't have the weakness for this. Like, you could just literally bang, hope you get the weakness that you want to get on that boss, and then boom, done. You good. And then also it reduces the enemy's resistance weakness type by 20%, which means it reduces their weakness type. Like, let's go. And then for 2 turns, by the way, not just 1, for 2. And then, like it says, if the enemy has that type weakness, the effect damage, when I calculate it, makes sense, because like, if it rolls fire and they already have fire, you can't have 2 fire weaknesses on one character. It's not in the game. It makes sense. It's not in the game, so obviously that's why you would want to like mess with that. Anyway, each enemy can only have 1, which makes sense, because if she did it multiple at once, that kind of would be OP, because that means she literally could just like choose, like, add a weakness to everyone on the field. And I don't know if that would be like completely OP, but it's OP enough. It's out already. Then in addition, it reduces all type damage by 8.2% and 100% chance to do this. and then it deals quantum damage too, which is good because that means it's doing damage. Now, how would I run Silverwolf, right? What team would I run Silverwolf in? How would I run her? And all the juicy stuff y'all want to know, right? All right, so for this, I'm probably just going to, because I ain't gonna lie, I do kind of need her like materials anyway, so I'm gonna just go let them like grind while I talk about this. So basically, all right, how would, let's say you're, I don't know, this is your new account, you're trying to figure out, oh, what should I run for this? I just got Silverwolf out of the pool, I got the luck of the gods or whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry, it took so many pulls to get this girl, but it's whatever. All right, so basically, I mean, the way I run her, because like you can always run her multiple different ways. It's not just one specific way you should run a character. You can always do multiple ways, multiple teams. Anyway, I aside from that, the way I run her is I always want to call them the Traveler, but they're not the Traveler. They're like what, the Trailblazer. I always want to run a Trailblazer because the Trailblazer is physical, only physical unit that I have that is not a healer, and I want to do big damage. She does big damage for me in Fizz type, so I leave her in Fizz type until I get all the cores for fire type. Then I'm like using her fire type. Anyway, I usually run, it usually is Silverwolf, her, and then I forgot her name, but the short little chibi girl, because I mean I need it. I run with healer, so obviously, and then to be honest, second damage dealer. That's how I run her on the team, and I need to get her speed up more, yes, but literally it goes, these three is always my main set, and then random damage dealer that's going to do the damage. That's how I do it, because she's already a damage dealer at this point, and I just add on a random one after that. Like sometimes I may use her, sometimes I may use Sealy, sometimes I may use Pila. Like most of the time, I ain't gonna lie, if I'm in like, okay, if I'm in like, what's it called, memory fragment or what, simulated universe, I would use Herta because her skill is so fire. Like when you hit them, like once they get to 50% or lower, she does a follow-up attack. Best thing ever, I swear. But anyway, like, yeah, that's how I run her. Now, is she a good character? And is she not a good character? I mean, in my opinion, she is, I wouldn't say she's the best character on my team. Now, let me slow my roll with that. Let's see if I can add a like weakness to this man. There we go. See, look, added a weakness and instant killed them at the same time. But anyway, I'm gonna let that play out while I talk. So, like I was saying, I mean, I think she's actually a pretty good character. She's more of a, I wouldn't say she's more of a damage dealer, but more of a, like, I don't know what you would call it. I mean, me personally, I would call it like an improvised unit, because she adds a weakness. She is one of the weaknesses she can add, and she also like weakens them a lot, which means she's basically a support slash, I say support slash improvise. I don't know, like improvise is not really a thing, but mainly if I had to guess, support unit, I guess. Debuff unit, mainly a debuff unit, because she basically debuff all the time, and to me she's a strong debuff unit because like that skill that just adds a random weakness to an enemy is literally the best thing ever. Because then that means if you wanted to, let's say your enemy is not weak to Spade, right, then all you literally have to do, and you want to use Sealy, right, get your team, get her and Sealy on the team. You literally smack them with her skill, and then you can use Sealy to weaken them even more, which I need to actually do for the boss. Actually, that's a good idea. I'm gonna write that down. But anyway, yeah. So at the end, this is the showcase for her. I'm done here. I love you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to share the video. My head is throbbing because I barely slept last night, but y'all gonna be saying this the day after, so I barely slept 2 days ago. Yes. But anyway, make sure you guys, I don't know why I'm repeating myself. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Remember, Sealy is the best in my opinion, and Bronya or Silverwolf is the second best, man. I'm sorry, I'm saying it. Peace out, guys. Oh, or something like that. I don't know. I can't stop the video.